Everybody, welcome to episode 29 of Buddy Pass Podcast. It's great to come here with a season that's finally wrapped up. Just like always, brought to you by the Masshole Perspective. Go check them out if you haven't. Just some great stuff going on over there. But on this side of the playing field, we got some hockey to talk about. But before then, fellas, how are we? We're going on about 4 weeks now of not talking a lot because we're not friends anymore. That's pretty sick. It's kind of like when the boy band breaks up a little bit. You saw it with NSYNC. Destiny's Child did the same thing. So how are you, fellas?
And like
Hey.
the Joan.
Oh, hey, you know what though? If boy
Mhm.
bands break up, sometimes they come back together. I hear there's a rumor going around that Big Time Rush is coming back.
I feel like that's been out forever.
No, so I guess all of their Twitter pages have the same like profile picture now.
Really?
Like it's all, I think it's just a red circle. That's just what I've heard through the rumor mill. So hey, just because boy bands break up doesn't mean they can't get back together. How are you?
Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah, actually.
They got some
Yeah.
bangers too.
You said that one correctly.
Fucking
Surprisingly.
doing bangers.
They got some bangers, dude. Not
Yeah,
even
they're
like
big.
boyfriend too. Like till I forget about you. Yeah. that's a
City
good
is
one.
ours. City is
City is
ours.
ours.
is
Good
That's the
one.
I was
one of my
thinking
favorite
yeah.
ones.
A worldwide.
Worldwide, good one.
Worldwide.
Wonder what song we're gonna start with this episode.
Worldwide.
It's some pop smoke song.
Rest in peace.
People
Oh.
listening will have already heard it though.
I'm
So,
with the
like,
money and Becky and say that's why I'm moving.
Dude, you sound
There you
just
go.
like him.
I can get my voice mad deep. There's like I don't know what it is, but like you look at me, average white male, you can probably tell I'm kind of a degenerate in a way that I use nicotine, shit like that. But then I have a really deep voice that doesn't really match my body structure. It's like why would a bag of soup have a deep voice? It doesn't really make sense. Like why is this walking bag of broccoli cheddar soup talking to me in
Ooh.
the lowest octave like just ever? I don't get it.
Why'd you choose broccoli cheddar?
I used to work at Panera, and the broccoli
Okay,
cheddar
that's a popular
gave
one.
me nightmares,
Yeah.
man. But what have you boys been up to?
I'm gonna apologize now if my sniffles come through the mic. I'm getting over a cold. Had a little bit of a cold the last few days, but I think I'm good. I'm feeling better today for sure.
You can
but-
shout out the weather for that.
Dude,
Yeah,
awful.
dude.
Dude, it's literally this whole entire summer. It rains Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then Sunday, beautiful. What is the deal with
Yeah.
that?
Dude, like a week ago, like when you open the weather app on your phone and it shows like the next 6 or 7 days or whatever, like
all fucking
a week
rain.
ago or whatever, they were just all rain when I
Yeah.
opened it. I was like, word. Okay.
This week too. This week too. It's all rain.
The last 3 or 4 weekends I've been like away, like Cape, New Hampshire, so I haven't been home. It has rained everywhere I've been. It's just raining everywhere. It's just rain. I'm going to the Cape this weekend too.
rain,
And
go
it's
away.
supposed to be good. What the hell did you just say? What the fuck did you just say?
I told the rain to go away. What do you mean?
Well, I want something else to go away.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you in your own breakout room. Can I do that?
Yeah,
No,
oh my
but
God.
I can put you guys in the waiting room because I'm the host. So
Do it.
you
Fucking
better
do
shut
it.
your mouth.
Do it, Rain Boy.
No, because then I think it'll stop recording.
Exactly.
Fuck, okay.
Record this. Which boys went up to though? Just like post it up. Well,
Yeah.
how's the art museum going, buddy?
I knew you were about to ask me that.
Did you
No.
upload your vaccination stuff yet? Did you get your
I
free?
did. Yeah, I
Ooh,
got
no.
my
Did you get your
Wham
sweatshirt?
hoodie. I got my
Oh,
Wham
wait.
hoodie.
Can-
It's dude.
Can you go see it? Can you go grab it?
I think it's in the down at the laundry room.
We can
which
wait.
is like
You gotta
No, I'm
wash.
not
You
gonna
do gotta
grab it,
wash.
but
Wash before
I
wearing
did
it.
wash it, and dude, I'm not a fan of these. It's a zip up hoodie.
Oh, of
I
course it
know.
is.
I
Art
thought it
museum?
was.
You can
I thought
rock
it was-
those though with the right fit.
Dude,
they look good.
I
With
did
the right
throw
fit,
it
they look
on, and
good.
it does fit nice. I was like,
Yeah,
I
you
might
have to
try it out
rock
with
it
the
with the-
fit at some point.
the right
but, like,
fit.
Yeah, I'll try it out at some point.
Yeah.
But I was just a little discouraged when it was a zip up. I was like, ah, shit.
Yeah, that's tough.
Whatever.
But Buddy Pass Podcast, #1 podcast for not only hockey but also fashion. So
Yes.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
yes, the drip is coming.
Yes.
Tsunami warning. Ooh, flash
Ooh.
flood. Ooh,
Ooh.
dripper pod. Ooh.
All right, now you're pushing it.
Yeah, I know the last one. What about you though, Aids? What you been up to, buddy?
Same shit, different day. Giving tours, presenting, talking to the moms. You know the vibes. We are recording this later than usual though. We're recording it. It's like 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night. I just got back from the gym. What?
Just keep talking.
I could
Sorry.
smell you through the mic, dude.
Well, I just showered. Thanks very much. Just had
Clearly.
leg day. Absolutely fried. I'm exhausted. It's late. I'm tired.
Are you one of the dudes that enjoy leg day?
So I used to be, and now I want to kill myself when I'm done.
I feel that so hard.
I push myself very hard. So I want to die.
I had leg day today too, eating chicken legs.
Oh, getting up and down from the couch. You're doing squats.
Those 3 flights of stairs, man, they really get to you.
That's just cardio. Don't mix those up.
My bad.
Going up and down the stairs to his fucking fridge.
Yeah. Sometimes when you just have like such a fat ass, like every day is leg day getting up from a seat because you got a lot of weight holding you down.
You do have a wagon, Brett.
Brett has a legit truck on him.
You have a wagon. Yeah, stand up.
Should I move the camera?
No, do not do that again. Last time that happened, it did not go well.
What do you mean? I've never done that before.
Remember your graduation speech from elementary school?
I did a graduation speech.
You literally sent us the video.
Yeah.
I didn't graduate from elementary school.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Maybe it was a different one then. Well, it wasn't yours. It was just a random group of kids you mooned.
Oh yeah.
My bad.
You were the commencement speaker for an elementary school graduation.
It was the dude that would pull up in puppets and tell us not to do drugs. You ever have those guys? We have.
Oh, the
dudes.
dare guys.
The dare guys.
Yeah.
I have. Hold on, wait,
Dude, I think it's in my old room though. I'm not gonna go grab it, but I'll wait till Aids gets back.
You want to talk shit about him while he's gone?
Oh my god, he has a dare shirt.
Oh my god, this is the most New Hampshire thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Look at this. Say no to drugs. Oh my god. How are they even gonna be able to give shirts out like that in New Hampshire? That doesn't make sense.
I didn't hear a word you guys said.
We were respectful. Don't worry.
I was just gonna say, in 5th grade, I won for my grade. I think like at my elementary school, 80 kids, 70 kids. I won the dare essay contest.
Did Liz Tibbetts write it for you?
No, I wrote it. I wrote it the day before I had to do it.
Oh my god!
Of course you did.
And I got a little stuffed animal lion. It's still in my old room, right through this wall here.
Can you go grab that?
I'll go grab it.
Go grab that.
God. Are we doing show and tell on this episode?
Yeah, Raph, you better find something.
Citrus Zins.
Oh my god! Oh, look at this kid move.
That's the fastest he's moved I've ever seen. Dude. Okay, wait. Remember our last podcast, Boys on the Hill? Whenever he'd leave, we talk shit about him.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what you guys don't know, like obviously you can't see us, but this dude legit has like he's like legit like 5'2" with like mozzarella fingers. It's actually crazy.
We die every time we get on.
Yeah. Did you get it? Did you get it? You're back. You got it? Nice.
So, wait, let me fix its hair.
Fix its hair? What are you, a fucking barber?
No, it's just all like messed up.
I want to beat the shit out of that thing.
That thing just like you.
That thing is on drugs. That thing looks like it's on drugs, and it's from Dare. Are you serious?
It looks just like you. You fucking kidding me?
Oh my god.
And then I forgot I had this one. I just got this when I was like little, but I brought this little guy.
Oh my god. What is that from Pirates of the Caribbean?
No,
what the fuck is that? If people aren't watching, if people you are my pet monkey, Brad. If people aren't watching this on YouTube, this last 7 minutes, most confusing conversation they're gonna hear of their entire life. But sometimes that's good.
Raph, you need to bring something to show and tell. Come on. Something good.
I knew it. I knew he was going to do that.
Flavored Zins.
Play the ad read.
So this podcast is sponsored by, with no terms or conditions applied, by Zins nicotine pouches. Very clean, very safe, biodegradable as well. All they have is salt,
Are they?
That makes it so, yes, they are biodegradable.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
You can find them in any really dusty old convenience store that usually has the one guy outside smoking a cigarette. Usually it is really just the knob of the cigarette because he's been out there for a couple hours. Yeah, Zins are a very safe alternative to the typical chewing tobacco, and all terms and restrictions apply to winning this contest. Thank you, bye. All right, guys, back to the episode here.
Just to clarify, we're not actually sponsored by
No.
Zyn. That was
It was
a complete
more
fraud.
It was more of talking things into existence, but
Yes.
topic for another day. Should we like get into hockey, or are we gonna continue show and tell?
No, we can get into it.
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yep.
Stanley
I think
Cup
we
winners.
I think we all predicted Tampa in 5 last episode when it was already 3-1.
Yeah.
No, I thought AIDS was all like miracle run, the win in 7.
No, I predicted.
Mavs.
I predicted
Yeah.
Lightning in 5. You know, at
Same.
the end of Game 4. But like I thought if any team could do it, if any team could do that miracle run, if any team could beat Tampa after they drop a game, which I know hasn't happened in 15 games now.
That is crazy. That's
I thought they were going to be the team to do it. Also, okay, Vasi, what is that? 5th straight, 4th straight
5th because it was the last Stanley Cup
5th, I
final
think,
too.
yeah.
series clinching
Shutting.
shutout. It's ridiculous.
I mean, aside from just talking about the games too, like as much as I hate the Tampa Bay Lightning, you have to give them their props because what a well-run team. And I was listening to a John Cooper interview today, and my dad was in the car with me, and he was like, is John Cooper like a really good coach? And I told him he's not really the most X's and O's guys ever, but he just knows how to get the absolute most out of his boys in his locker room. And I think that's what really does make him the longest tenured coach in the NHL, active, I should say. And he just gets the most out of this team, and he's been doing that for years on end. I mean, that's what 3 finals appearances in 6 years now.
7 years.
7 years is 20. Oh, it's 20. Oh, true. So, but still, I mean, this guy, he's awesome, and it's gonna suck too. I mean, that's a really tight knit group, and they brought most of those same guys back from last year, from the first one. Bringing everybody back is going to be a struggle, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it. But could you imagine if they do that, man? I know Colorado has the number 1 odds of winning it next year, but you can't count. You can never count this team out when they have this core. You can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to look up right now who the UFAs are.
Blake Coleman.
I don't know if you guys know
Coleman,
Coleman's a big
Barclay
one.
Goodrow, Kalornis. I think it. I know Maroon has 1 more year. Maybe Kalorn. Point? No, Point just got that deal. Never mind.
You just mentioned Pat Maroon. I want to shout out Fat Pat for 3 Stanley Cups in a row. I think he's either the only or the second player to do that in the expansion era.
Yeah.
I think he might be was he the only one, or was he like the second? I forget.
I think he's one of because the Islanders.
Yeah, they probably had some guys, but yeah. So.
Oh, wait a minute. So here's a list. Cirelli and Matthew Joseph.
They're restricted though, right?
As well as Mitchell Stevens and Eric Saranac and Sergachev, all RFAs.
Sergachev, yeah.
UFAs, Luke Shen, Jan Ruda, and Fat Pat.
Fat Pat, really? I thought he had 1 more year.
No, his first year was last year when they won the cup.
Gotcha.
Coleman's not a UFA?
It doesn't say. I don't
Just
see.
sworn I saw that he was.
Are you sure that's not a list from last year?
Yeah. It says 2020, 2021.
Oh.
Let me hold on. Let me see.
Losing my mind.
I'll find a better list because that one's.
While you guys look that up too, I mean, you got to give credit to Vasi. Like, what a goaltending performance! Where I really think that, I think after this, there's no disputing that he is not the number 1 goaltender in the entire NHL right now. Yes, you got to give the props to guys like Hellishbuck and Price and all those amazing dudes, but I mean the torch was passed in the Stanley Cup final, and you saw that. I mean, just absolute crazy numbers he puts up, and I mean for getting a shutout 5 consecutive times in a series to clinch it, dating back to last year, along with him helping that team absolute crazy record of after a loss in the playoffs going 15-0. How do you even beat a team like that? You like if you make it to 6 games, you're doing more than what most people are doing. If you make it to 7 like the Islanders did, you're doing more than what most people are doing. It is absolutely crazy. It is absolutely crazy what this team has done this 2-year stretch. So I have to give credit no matter how much I hate this team. But how this team looks next year is going to be very crazy, especially with the likes of guys like Tyler Johnson in their contracts.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting offseason or going into the start of next season to see how different the roster looks compared to this year, if it's going to be much different at all. But what's good, AIDS?
So you're right. I was reading last year's. The way that it was set up was weird so I thought it was this year. So
This year's 2021.
Yes, let me
2022.
Let me rephrase. So RFAs are Cal Foot, Ross Colton. I'm not going to name some of them
UVM guy,
because they're
game winner in the Cup Clincher.
Yeah, notable RFA Ross Colton, and then going to UFA Jamel Smith, Barkley Goodrow, Blake Coleman, David Savard, Luke Shen, Curtis McElhaney. Not that he fucking matters.
Yeah, it is.
Hey,
Dude,
talk about Curtis like
being
that.
the backup for Tampa must be the most
Unreal
relaxing job.
Can I say something though? Can I say something that might be a hot take?
You can say 2 things if you want.
I'm just gonna stick with the one because I feel like I don't know how you guys feel about it. I think obviously Vasilevsky is one of the greatest goalies we've seen in a number of years. But I think he's a little overhyped. As of the last few years, I think with a team that good in front of you, it's hard not to put up those kind of numbers when you have that good of a team defensively and offensively. Like it.
I see what you're saying.
I feel like his
100%.
numbers. I think his numbers are a little inflated because of the team that they have in front of him. Like if you put Vasilevsky behind a team like fucking like even Montreal, like I don't think his numbers are as great.
I think
I'm going to disagree with at least Montreal as the team you picked.
Any other honestly any
Like,
other team other than Tampa, his numbers are not as great because it's I think it's he's got such a solid defensive core in front of him. You think they're top 4, Hedman, Sergachev, McDonough, Savard. Those are 4 fucking huge guys who played a big role in that series. And you look at their offensive core as well. I mean, that's those 4 lines. I don't even have to name them because everybody knows who they are by now.
I see. I think you're definitely right where it's kind of in a way where he hasn't been completely tested. It's not like he's in a John Gibson situation out in Anaheim where an amazing goaltender, but the numbers aren't quite there because of the team he's on. But I mean, still, he like that decor, like you said, is absolutely amazing. But they still, teams get shots on net, and you still got to save the puck. And he does that, and the goals he lets up too. It's when he does let up a goal, it's kind of like not his fault in a way, or like it's like nothing you can really do. But he doesn't really let up a lot of fluke goals.
They're often tipped in a way,
tipped in, or those like crazy angle things. And I just feel like what makes him so great is he's the model in my opinion of like consistency in a goaltender. I think his technique is very sound. His poise in the net is also just so elite. And I think he does so much so much of his positioning is so simple that it doesn't really matter almost. Like he has a great team and they're going to put up goals on their end. His decor is going to shut guys down and then he's going to do his job to the better than anybody else could do in the league. I don't think that Carey Price and those guys are far behind. And I'm not saying too that I would take prime Carey Price, the best Carey Price that we've seen that Carey Price has given us over the Vasilevsky that we have now.
Yes. No, and again, I'm not saying that he's not a good goalie because obviously he's one of the best, I just think I was just now looking at the shot totals that the Canadians had um throughout the series. The only notable one, they had 43 in game 2. But watching all of those games, yeah, they average probably 25 to 30 shots a game, but think about the shots that he faced. Again, I go back to their decor. The Canadians very rarely had any kind of momentum in the offensive zone. Their shots are usually coming down the wing. They're Tampa's big D guys are keeping them on the outside, and it's just, it's a shot just to get a shot on net. They weren't necessarily quality scoring chances.
Mm-hmm.
You
I can
know,
get
so
down. I can get down with that.
and I don't want to take away from his resume or anything, because again, I would take him on Boston. I think any team would take him because he's one of the best. But I do think that he might be overhyped just a little bit because he's got such a great team in front of him.
I wouldn't put him in like the Waugh, the Brodeur, obviously like the greats of all time. I'm just saying for like right now, like when we're talking like the present tense, I think he is number one, and that's just because of like how the guys like Hellebuck and Price have played over. Hellebuck got swept where it may not have been his complete fault, but at the end of the day, he did get swept. And then Price, I'm sorry, that last series, he did not play like he did in the other 3 rounds, and that is also largely due to the team that he was facing.
Yeah.
But like I said before, I mean, you're right. I think he is a little overhyped in a way, but even being in that top 2, 3 is such an honor in a league like this with so many good players. And going off of that, so who would you be like? Who would you say is number one then?
I really like Fleury. I think, it's ever since coming to Vegas, I think Fleury has proven himself. Obviously that last cup in Pittsburgh, really both of those years, it was kind of a battle in net between him and Murray. He seemed to be on a little bit of a downward slide towards the end of the time there in Pittsburgh. But this year, I think he had a little bit of a renaissance year. I think he went back to his old roots. I think he looked like the Fleury that we've seen, in the early 2010s. Like he's a rock star. So personally, Fleury is my top goalie in the league right now.
Okay, I can rock with that. My only thing against Fleury, I think, is and this is like really the only notch, is his inconsistency. I feel like he isn't the most like when he's on, fucking on.
Yeah.
But there's like a couple nights, especially during the playoffs, that we've seen where like duds happen. Like like shit that shouldn't be happening happens. And yeah, he can kind of bounce back from that, but like you can't sacrifice a game when you're in that position.
The end of that series there with Montreal, he did look shaky. Obviously, he turned that what was it? Game 3, I think it was, that allowed Montreal to go up 2-1 in the series.
I like Biff behind the net.
Fumble fucked the puck.
Yeah.
Josh Anderson puts it in. Montreal wins in overtime.
And I think he did that in the Wild series too. Like the Wild series, he also had a couple, like a game or two where it was like, brother.
Yeah. No, he's getting older, obviously. It's
little dementia.
Little, not as sharp as they used to be, but still, I think his technique is there. His movement is there. He's still, in my opinion, I think because of this past year and even his entire time in Vegas, he is my number one goalie in the league right now.
I can rock with that. What about you, Brett? Who's your number one?
I thought this was gonna be more of a hot take than I thought, or than what happened.
No, I'm not saying I agree with you, but like I could see where you're coming from.
I'm probably still taking Vasilevsky. Yeah, his numbers are probably inflated a little bit with the Lightning, but I'm pretty confident he can be pretty close to those numbers on any other team, at least most other teams.
If it changes, he's my number 2. I mean,
I was just
number 2.
1 and 2. What's the difference?
He's probably my number 2 right now.
Yeah,
he's probably my number 2. Price up there, of course. Hellebuck, but Vasilevsky is probably still my number 1. I'd say.
Yeah. Maybe too, just while we're on the topic of goalies, I think from Buddy Pass Podcast, we want to wish Pekka Rinne a happy retirement. Growing up, I mean, he was one of the cornerstone goalies in the top 5 when we were growing up as kids, and man, I really would have loved to see that guy get a cup. He had that one final, and man, he's awesome. But yeah, man, happy retirements, fella. Go enjoy whatever the fuck you do in Finland, and just enjoy the sunset, man.
I
You're a
do.
legend.
I think we're getting to the point now where, because seeing that on Instagram, like, what was it today? That he retired, like, that fucked me up, because I think I think we're
Weird.
getting to the point now where all the players that we watched growing up in the next 5 years are going to retire. Bergeron's 35, Marchand's 32, Crosby's what, 34, 35,
34.
Ovechkin's 35 something. He went gray. He went gray at 28 though. So
I think he's 35. So I think he was oh wait, no, he was 04, right?
Pretty sure he's 36.
Yeah,
but even
because Bergeron's 03.
Even Getzlaf and Perry.
Yeah.
And,
oh yeah.
Like it's
Sad.
we're getting to that bittersweet time now where all the players that we watched growing up are probably not going to be in the league in 5 or 6 years, which is crazy to think about. Chara even.
Yeah.
Chara's 100 years old.
Yeah.
He could be out of the league at any time now. So
it's bittersweet too, in a way where then we see the full circle where, as we get older and it's so much easier to like consume media and really like understand the game, where we see like the young guy, like we've been watching McDavid from his entire career, and it's going to be really cool then, in the next 5 to 10 years when we see, even more guys wrap up through their careers, and we have more of a recollection of, when they started, when they got drafted, because we were there from day one, like fully there. That's going to be cool too. But I do like the way that the youth is going in this league. It's just this league is always getting better. It's always getting better, which is why I think this draft coming up in about
2 weeks.
A week. Yeah, I thought it was.
Or is it like a week and a half?
I thought it was the 20th.
Yeah, it's like a week.
Either way, it's going to be a really fun draft, and it's hard probably to pick a number one now in the next coming years because of fucking how good everybody is. I mean, obviously we have that Connor Bedard kid coming up, and all those Shane Wright too. So yeah, man, what a league to love. There's no better one.
It's the 23rd. The expansion draft is the 20th.
Okay.
I had it backwards. I thought it was the other way around, but yeah.
So going off of that point too, are you guys thinking that the Kraken are going to be more in a win now mode, or do you think they're going to take the more of the slow but steady pace, the opposite of what Vegas did?
I don't know if it'll be like the polar opposite, but I don't think they'll be in as much of a win now mode as Vegas was. Like, they're not going to a cup fucking final next year.
Oh no,
playoff.
I say they won't, but who knows in reality?
That last team, that Vegas team was fucking handed to them though, man. Like the GMs, every GM, 30 GMs got fleeced in a day. In a day, 30 GMs got fleeced. So I don't think that's gonna happen again. But I think this team will be good, and I can see them doing a lot of trades for draft picks, especially with these 2 sick draft classes coming up.
Yeah.
If I'm them, I'm saying, hey man, let's build our assets and let's work on these next 2 drafts. And in 5 years, smell ya.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And that Pacific Division is not getting any better anytime soon.
Nope. No, I think they'll definitely be a playoff team, but I don't think they'll go. I'm probably just going to jinx it right now. I don't think they go farther than the first round.
Yeah.
Watch them win the cup.
If they win the cup, I'll lose my marbles.
My God.
I mean, going off of that, because we talked about the Pacific operation, the Duncan Keith trade.
Do we want to cycle back to wrap up the Tampa Bay series there?
Who's Tampa Bay?
Back to back.
Jordan 96-97. Woo. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, just because, there's not too much to say. I just wanted to talk, why Montreal didn't win. Obviously, we know why Tampa did win. Tampa is fucking a machine. They don't stop. They've got – I already talked about their depth. I already talked about Tampa. You already know why they won. But Montreal, the one stat that I was looking at was – in the games that they needed a win the most, which was game 3, in my opinion, because they actually, that's a lie.
You good? A little dementia?
Yeah, no, I'm good. In game,
Uh-huh.
it's game 2, not game 3.
Gotcha.
I think game 2 and fuck, I am having dementia. What was the
Oh
other
my
game?
God. Oh my God, Aiden's having a stroke on
Well, there was
cam.
5 of them.
I'm having.
We have a 20% chance to get this right.
Okay, all right, I got it. It was game 2 and game 4. So clearly they did win game 4, but in both of those games, they took too many penalties, and I think that's why they lost the series. Now, Tampa Bay only scored on, I think it was 3 power plays in the whole series. They had 15. However, if you're taking that many penalties, your star players are out there
Mhm.
more than they should be. Your lines get fucked up,
Or they're not out there as much as they
or
should
they're not.
be.
Exactly.
The same thing.
So I think honestly, 15 doesn't sound like too many through 5 games, but against a Tampa team that has the both power play units that they do, like they're just going to run you into the ground. They're going to hem you in the zone the whole time. You're going to burn those guys out. And I think that's one of the biggest downfalls that they had, even though they averaged 3 penalties a game. I think that was a big determining factor.
Right. What about you?
With what Montreal did wrong? No, I agree. I think I said it in our last episode, because I think it was game 3, the first one in Montreal, where the Lightning scored 2 goals really quick, and the second one was a power play goal. And that was like a puck over the glass. Eric Stahl put it over the glass for that penalty there. And like, I just remember watching that game, and like as soon as they scored those 2, it's like they scored the first one. Tampa scores the first one, and like you haven't lost all hope yet. But once they scored that other one, I was like, they're just going to keep rolling here. And so, you just think like if Stahl, I know it's a puck over the glass one, so it sucks, but like if he just doesn't take that penalty, it could just be such a totally different game.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, no, I agree with AIDS there too.
It's
I
just
think,
too many. Oh, I was gonna say too much momentum swings. Like you take a penalty, you swing the entire momentum in the other direction. In theory, more often than not. Which again, that's gonna kill a team like Montreal if a team like Tampa has that momentum. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I think you guys said it perfectly, and I guess to put it just in a simple way. I mean, you can't rely on miracles the entire playoffs. I mean, I'm not saying the entire 3 rounds were a miracle, but I mean, you look at I'm a data guy. I like the analytics, so I like to see like the expected goals for and against, and the entire playoffs. Besides that Winnipeg series, they really should not have really been in the position they were, and it's fun to see miracles. And at the end of the day, it is a sport, and you can't put a lot of it into numbers, but I just think that you can't ride that miracle the entire time, especially not against a team like Tampa or any of the other teams that could have came out of that eastern side of the bracket. So, they couldn't really find that next gear to turn miracle into legitness, but hey man, it happens. And I really would like to see some of these younger guys on that team take another step next year. Keep those lines that played well together. Keep some of those glue guys. Cole Caulfield needs to become more a two-dimensional type player. I love him. I love the kid to death. I think he's going to be electrifying. I think he really already has offense figured out, but I want to see him become more of a two-dimensional type player. I think Nick Suzuki could even become even better. Josh Anderson, what a comeback year for him. Do more. I want everyone on this team to just keep building and building. You don't have a lot of Shea Weber left in the tank. They could use a little bit more help on that blue end, especially with guys like Romanov expecting to take another leap forward. Carey Price, be the Carey Price next year that you were in the first 3 rounds. There's a lot of hope for this team. This year, in my opinion, this run was a little bit of a miracle. That doesn't mean next year won't be. Let's go, fellas. Well, everybody, we have our 3rd interview coming up right now. John Cipullo, Nova Club Hockey, Villanova, if you don't know what that means. Honestly, dude, unreal interview. I did this one on my own. It was a little solo mission. The boys were back at HQ. I was going SEAL Team 6 into this interview, but dude, what a great interview. This has been one of my boys for a long, long time, and I think you guys are all gonna love it. So now presenting to you, John Cipullo. All right, everybody. We're here today on a 1v1 with John Cipullo. It's been a long time coming, a local guy from Weymouth, Massachusetts. I've known him for a while. It's about damn time I got him on the podcast, too. I'm here without Brett or AIDS. Just a little something different. Honestly, we kind of just decided to drink and do an interview. I haven't even told Brett and AIDS about this until this point. So yeah, besides that, Cipullo, what's up, man?
I know, not much. Long overdue. Brett and AIDS, I'm sorry you couldn't be on this with me, but we'll make it work.
We're cheating on you right now for a little bit, but it's what you gotta do. We're states away, so can't really do much of that. But I guess we'll just get right into it. You want to start with some of the Nova days and what you're doing right now for hockey?
Yeah, so so unlike the past two guests, Dickie and Gould, not the flashy hockey career. So I played club hockey at Villanova. There's no real team though, so people on campus think we're legit, so it works.
Hopefully they don't listen to this and then spill the beans. But I think honestly too, like just of all like the hockey dudes I've grown around with and most of my buddies too have played hockey, I feel like at some point in their lives, like you kind of had a crazy road there because you played global selects growing up.
Yeah.
And then you took a little time off too, like because I remember you went to BC High for our freshman year going into high school, and you actually left there to come and play high school sports. So like just walk us through that at least until like the sophomore year point when you're actually playing for Weymouth High.
Yeah, so I played just like normal hockey like growing up. Kind of like, I don't know, I feel like when we grow up it's like you can always play on the team.
Mm-hmm.
So like I never really like got cut or like had to deal with any of that. And I played global, which like if you're familiar, it's just like an in-house league. It's not like great hockey, but I know it was fun. Like I enjoyed it. The Terriers guys ran in there.
Yandel was your coach, right?
Yeah. Brian Yandel was my coach, and his dad, Buddy Yandel.
Legends.
And so I got to BC High, and that was definitely a reality check. I was not prepared for that type of hockey, so I actually showed up to freshman hockey tryouts, and I got cut. And I was overweight. I was definitely not I was not ready, or definitely I was not one of the kids that should have made that team, and I was pretty bummed out. Like I don't know, I just kind of like was like, damn. So after I like really wouldn't have had like a future playing there, so I decided to transfer back to Weymouth. Kind of fell in with like the trainer there. So I transferred after my freshman year, and that summer the Weymouth kids were skating like 3 times a week at OT training in Davis. So I kind of jumped right in, and I don't know, kind of picked up a little bit of better work ethic, kind of got in shape a little bit, and then sophomore year came around.
And that's where we were on the same JV team at that point. And I remember you just like putting in that work, and I would consider you like pretty much like a fitness guru too, just the way you're just like super about it and dedicated. But then how did it feel sophomore year on the same team, basically lineys on the blue line, holding it down? You got McAvoy and Grizzly just over here, the Weymouth version. If not better, 2 power play specialists instead of just 1. But how did it feel actually that sophomore year, where you and me were the same person? For a period of time, nobody knew, at least our coach, the guy that told us who to go out for, didn't know we were 2 different people.
Yeah, so that year, so me and Chris, we played. Our coach, he was an interesting character. I don't know.
Say the least.
Yeah,
we won't drop the name.
But it was actually pretty fresh. So I was like, when I came into Weymouth, like, it's still like, it was still good hockey. Like they had good players, and I'd still also like, so I took a year off from hockey. Like I tried out for that freshman team, and like I didn't play until the summer. Like I was just like focusing on like other sports, and then I kind of just missed it. And when I came back, I picked it back up. But like I show up to tryouts, and I make it, and we're on our bus to the first game, and our coach was calling me Raph like the whole day. And then once he said who I was, he told me that I was like the last kid to make the team. And I was like, all right, I went from getting cut to the last kid to make the JV team.
Then you're now Chris Radford, and you're like, holy fuck, can it get worse, dude? But I just remembered too, like I'd be, on the bench waiting for my shift, and I'd hear the coaches yell, Radford, you slow fuck, like figure it out. And I'm like, coach, buddy, I'm right in front of you. There's no possible way that's me right now. And then that's the same year too, where a puck kind of hit a weird bounce off the boards, and I didn't get it because, you know, I don't know, I'm not an elastic man, so I can't reach that far. And he's like, he pulls me over. He's like, Cipullo. I go, Rafferty. And then he goes, whatever, like, you're a junior. I'm a sophomore. He's like, whatever, you're still a fat fuck. And I'm like, all right, you got me there. Like, you're 1 for 3 right there. But, yeah, dude, like, what a crazy journey, too, because going into my next point, like, you go at BC High, you're not with your boys, so it was great having you back at, like, Weymouth. But then you get cut from that team, gear off, then you jump back, you make that team at Weymouth High sophomore year. Junior year is when we actually lose a pretty good defenseman we have, which, you know, sucked for the teams. Like, all the guys liked him. But that gave you an opportunity to actually jump up and get top 4 playing minutes. Like, that was announced, too, right before our first game. Like, what are your thoughts and emotions at that time?
Yeah, so a little bit before that, although, like, that year was kind of hectic on JV, one, like, I don't know, our coach, like, he was pretty, like, to the point. So, like, he would tell me, like, stuff like you're pretty slow, or like things like that, like you don't have a good stride. And like, I mean, you're a sophomore in high school, like it's pretty late to like learn some skating stuff.
Oh, thanks, bud.
But like, I like really wanted to play, like I really wanted to make the varsity team the next year. So like I started like I like had one-on-one like skating lessons with like the Rob Arletta's group, and they're in Foxborough, and like I like worked pretty hard. So then we got to our tryouts our junior year, and we were both, I think, like just to like make the team.
I'm sorry, but like I feel like I'm, personal opinion, I think I'm the tryout god. That junior and senior year tryouts, I think I had the best times of my life skating wise. But I remember like you just jumping up like tiers above like what you were, like not saying that like in a hating way. I'm just like, holy shit, like this is like the definition of like put in the work and like see what the results will bring.
Yeah, so once we finally made it, like, I mean, just like pumped to be in the team. And I don't know, I was like, we had like a few scrimmages or whatever, and like kind of we were like in a similar spot. There was like a bunch of us, and like we knew we weren't in the top 4. We were like outside of that.
It was a deep team too, which is like what it was fun. There's a lot of like competitiveness between both cores.
Yeah, so when our last scrimmage came around, we lost the defenseman, and so then like during that game, so then we go to the first game, and like none of us really knew like who was going to be the guy to like jump up. And so like before the game, like we were warming up, and they were just like, you're gonna play with like our top D, and that was Connor. And he's
he's a good fucking player.
He'll tell you he's good too. But I was pretty fortunate. But I went from like not even thinking I was gonna play to like he was the one, and I was like the 4. So I just like got moved into like starting and like playing a lot. And I mean, it was awesome. But
were you like nervous? I remember like I'll never forget when coach comes in, kicks down the door, and like announces it too. Like, you're my boy, so I'm like so hyped up for you. But I look over at you, and I swear to God, there's like no emotion on your face. And I'm like, holy fuck, is he freaking out right now? Like, is my boy about to freak out? Like, what's good? So like, what are you thinking at that point? Like, I'm so hyped up, or I'm gonna shit myself?
Yeah, I was rattled because
home game too.
Yeah, home game. I've also like I literally Dickie. I go over to Dickie, and I was like, Dickie, I was like, so what do we do for the starting lineup? I was like, do I skate out? Do I skate over, hit the goalie's pad? And he's like, dude, you're thinking too much. Like, no one cares.
I need to know, dude. Like, let me know.
I was like, they called the D first. Like, they're screwed. But no, I was in my head. I definitely like a little bit of a mental midget, but like, I just kind of like, I don't know. I just got into like a little bit of like just playing, stay at home, like getting super, super simple with it, and it worked out.
Yeah, dude. Like, I swear from that moment too, like you can see the confidence. You can just see like everything about your game just skyrocket up. Like, just like exponentially too. And then, you know, we have a pretty good season, losing the first round, and then, you know, that whole off season too, like you're working for it. And like, I think everybody on the team knows too, just like on ice and off ice, you're going to be named a captain. So then you get named a captain. You're like, you must have that moment, dude. Like, wow, like I was cut from BC High my freshman year. Now as a senior, I'm going to be one of the captains of our varsity team. Like Like, how's that make you feel?
It was that was like a like super rewarding experience, but it was pretty cool. So our coach, he was in the Marine Reserves, so he got deployed in the middle of our junior season, and then he came back for our for our last game where we clinched playoffs. But then our whole off season, so he was gone. So like we didn't like really know like who was the captain. Like we had an idea of like who it would be, but so I got like a call on like my home phone from our coach who was like in South Carolina. He was like, yeah, like, John, you're gonna be one of the captains this year. And I was pumped. And he was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be at tryouts, but just go run around and hit people. And like Chris knows, like that's not my style. Like I'm a teddy bear. So
my
like
boy's all finesse.
And I was just like all right, just like running around hitting people. I was like, what am I doing?
I just remember too, just like the off season too, like we have like the dungeon, what it's called, and it's like that's where like you work out, like everyone's there. It's like the team, they go by teams too, so it's all the hockey boys, and like set on the tone at like 12 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, like I'm sorry, but I can't be this determined about anything this early in the morning. And like, you know, but then I'm like, I don't want to fucking look like a loser in front of you too, because like this is another thing I think you just like brought everyone up to. And like I feel like we had a good senior year despite the outcome in the first round, but like just like what a year it was too. And like, you know, as like one of your buddies, it's nice seeing like my boys like hard work pay off too. I mean, we were hyped just to have you at Weymouth High, because most of the boys, I think it was just you and one of our other boys, Johnny O'Connell, who I'll be interviewing briefly after this interview, going to a different school. So, you know, just like what a ride it was. And, you know, after that year too, like we wrap everything up, you know, super cool year. Then you turn out to be just the most legendary, most improved player of all time on Villanova Club Hockey. Like, I swear to God, like you put in the work and you're starting to get rewarded from it. So like, how when you get those MIPs, like, are you like, yeah, or, like, what are you feeling from those?
I have to disclose something. It's actually, so it's not the most improved player. So for some reason, our club hockey coach has he's like an awards guy, like so not only is there's like there's a warrior award, most points. He gave an award to goalie for like most wins and like best save percentage.
Most
so
fun
both the goalies got an award, but I got most improved defenseman my freshman year and sophomore year. We didn't have a season this junior year, so senior year we're going for the 3P. I'm just a second half player
all day, dude. Like, I don't even know why you're like, don't even give my boy the most improved, because you're sleeping on him. That just means you're sleeping on him from the beginning, and you're gonna obviously be shocked when you see that my boy has dangles and my boy has a wicked wrestler.
Yeah,
so
we're proud members of the Sneaky Hands team.
I got one coach's award under my belt, because I figured out all I can do is block shots. So I ate that role. I think it took me 3 years to get rid of all the bruises from that.
I remember when you got the bolt across, was that the neck?
Dude, so it's like you gotta know, this is like 5:30 in the morning in Weymouth, Massachusetts at the MDC, cold as balls, like middle of January. Like, it's so tough to even get out of the bed. And then, you know, PK guy. I know I always say power play specialist, but that's in my second life. In my first life, I'm a PK guy. And I'm out there with the unit, and next thing I know, you know, I'm sliding over because the puck gets slid to the one-timer spot. And this kid, you know, bullet of a clapper, even meaner one-timer. I swear to God, looks like Pasternak out there. 5:45 in the morning, almost a broken collarbone. I'm like, buddy, I have pre-calculus right after this. Like, leave me alone. And that's how that year went. But yeah, dude, like, what a fun team. Just some memories of like Pasta Fest and all that. And like, I still got to pop out to like you pull out all the, we have a men's league right now, and you're pulling out all these like drip ass unis from your bag. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, you could flip these for like hundreds of dollars. They're that drip.
Yeah, we get pretty spoiled. I mean, for the listeners, if you're considering playing club hockey, do it. If like you're not a college level player, like we have like breast cancer jerseys, special needs jerseys, military jerseys, stuff like that. We kind of like, we do it on our own. Like, kids just design them. Like a girl at the children's hospital they did like the kids of the children's hospital like did a contest, and like we just like made one into a jersey.
That's super cool. That's super cool though, dude. Like, it's super good for the cause too, and that's nice seeing how you guys do that. And, you know, lastly, like, last serious thing I'm gonna ask too is like, you just brought up too for anyone listening about club hockey. Like, if you're trying to play club hockey, like, what would you tell someone in case? Because I think we have some younger listeners on this too. Like, what would you tell them?
It's just like it's a lot better hockey than you expect. Like I feel like when you hear club hockey, or at least for us, like I expect, like I wanted to do club hockey just because like we enjoy it, like I wanted to play, but like I also expected it to be like a drinking thing, like super low key. I expected to be one of the better players. I like was like, I'm just gonna go in, like I've played high school hockey, like it'll be fine. You show up and there's like a tryout and it's like packed with kids, and then like you got some kids that have like junior experience, prep experience, a few college hockey players, and you're like, damn. And then my freshman year, I remember like I made club hockey, and our coach, he was kind of an interesting character, but like he would like do commitments on Instagram, and I was like, I can't like reach out to this coach. I thought it was like if you reached out to the coach, he would like do a commitment post. I was like, I can't do this, but like
I would have put that on my story so fast.
And then I try out, and I get a call after the tryouts. He's like, hi John, like you've made the club hockey team, like you're the only uncommitted kid to make it. Like we see you as a big prospect in our program. And I look at like my roommates who also were trying out for club hockey. I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, am I a walk-on? Like,
no, you're overseas guy.
But like, yeah, like there was a lot of good kids. It's a big team, and like, yeah, like my first year, like I got scratched a good amount. Like. There are a lot of good players, but it's like awesome. Like, and we play like 32 games. We have 2 practices a week. So like,
that's a lot.
You play a lot of hockey.
One of the kids on your team too, actually, you told me, I forget his name. You can drop it if you want. Broke Nick Benito's Connecticut high school state.
Yeah, he'll like this. Yeah, so he's a goal scorer. He's a big goal scorer. So he
loves it too, I bet.
Yeah, so he played Connecticut high school hockey, and they have like their version of Mr. Hockey is just like the high school player of the year. And like I think his senior year he had like in like 25 games, he won the state championship too. Just pretty sick. He had like 92 points. Like
did the other team know they were playing?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like he was just walking around.
Christ,
I mean,
dude.
Maybe his family's got some coin there, just slipping
I would
it
love,
over.
dude, like, I'm sorry, I don't know if he's gonna listen to this, but like he needs to let me know, like how was it walking into school that day after dropping like a 6er on a team? Like, you know, like you just must like you must have teachers coming up to you at that point, like
it was
sneaky
like
link later.
When we were playing in my uncle's like the D4 league, and we're just like the D4 men's league, and we're just buzzing around.
Oh yeah,
like, yeah, I'll grab 4 points a night in men's league.
Feel like a legend. I go back, rip my chocolate milk before bed, just so satisfied. Maybe a zit or two.
We actually have good memories from
God, dude, that dude deserved it though. So like you can elaborate on the story if you want.
So my uncles didn't like play hockey growing up, and they joined a learn to play hockey league. It was just like adults like learn to play, and they did it for 2 years, and like they got to a point where I think they just like got past like the learn to play hockey. So Mass has like a big men's league thing, and there's divisions like A, B, C, and D. So they joined D4. So it's like the worst league, but they're adults that like play hockey that still stink, but like, so they're in the D4 league, and like they were kind of just getting like dominated. Not like just like losing like by like a ton. So then they brought in like my brother who didn't play high school hockey, and like my cousin, my dad who had like a little bit more experience. They
rebuild.
Yeah, they were just like they picked up just trade deadline action. So they start doing a little bit better, but they needed the extra edge.
Yeah.
So they bring in me and Chris, and we put them. Dude, we honestly, it was so bad. We didn't put the team like into like dominating, but we were like we were like tying, and if like I guess if we were like grinding, we would win. But so we were just playing in this bottom men's league. We couldn't like they told us not to like show off, so we would just like skate and like really like we wouldn't shoot a bunch, but like we wouldn't give the puck up.
Passing playmaker all day. If you can't bury it, that's your fault.
And our team loved it, the Cyclones.
Yeah.
And
Legends.
So this game comes around. I forget who we were playing.
The Dirty Dogs.
Yeah, maybe the Honey Badgers or something. But the Honey Badgers were not happy, and so it was face off, and this guy's like calling me and Chris like Weymouth dirtbags, and we're just like it was after our junior year.
Yeah.
We're like what, dude? Like we're 17. Like I haven't even took a shot today. So then this guy like cross-checks me or something. So on the face-off, I was like, all right, like these guys can barely skate. So I just like skate through them. And then the guy just like turns around. He's like freaking out. And we got sent to the penalty box. First thing out of the penalty box, I was like, all right, exact same thing. And this guy just comes around, just like is about to hack me. And we always like joke with so my dad's playing, my 5 uncles, my brother, cousin, and Chris. And we always say it's like the fastest my dad skates. So my dad just like lines it and just like takes this guy out.
Wanted smoke, dude.
And
I
then
loved it.
Bench is clear. All my uncles are in the brawl. My brother, my cousin, and Chris. And then me and Chris get like dragged out of this thing.
Yeah.
And there's just a bench clearing fight on, and you're just standing on the side of it dancing. I wish we had it on live, Barn. It was the funniest
I think
thing.
I'm just doing some like, cause I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna like pick on this like beer belly loser, probably from like Quincy or something. So then I was like, all right, I'll just make the most of it. So I think I like talk in his ear a little bit, maybe like whisper, maybe lick his ear. And then at the side, I get pulled out. So I'm like, what can I do now? So I start like Millie rocking on the ice. I'm just like hitting that. And everyone's like so pissed off. I'm like, fuck you dirtbag. And I was like hitting that, like, oh, ho's mad. Like, I don't know what you want from me, dude. But yeah, dude, like, that's just like goes to show, like, you just gotta stick up for the fellas. And I don't care if it's D1, 4, NHL, AHL, Euro leagues. Like, hockey's just like that, man. And everyone wants war. Just like Goody this past week.
That was crazy.
We had a men's league game, and Goody gets tripped. And then some dude looks around. This dude's like 6'7", like mini Chara.
Yeah.
And yeah, fucking loser though. It's actually a nice guy. And then he trips. He pushes Goody, and I'm like, I was right there. So I'm like, you don't give rah-rah to my boy, and I don't give you sweet back. So I like push him into the boards. And then instead of just like going in and kind of like, the classic NHL way where it's like, oh, you hit my teammate, so I'm going to defend him. Goody says like, nah, I've been on buddy pass before. And he gives this dude smoke and they're fighting. You look down, Goody has fucking locks of his hair ripped out of the ice. And I'm like, oh, you can't stitch that back on.
He just thought, what would Brett do? And he just went for it.
Yeah, all Brett would do is just fart into the mic. But what I want to go now, too, is basically, like, I don't know about you, and I'm pretty confident, though, it is. I think my favorite time while playing hockey, like, of the season and just ever, is the tournaments at Marlborough. Marlborough, Massachusetts is home of the Sportsplex or whatever it's called, and it literally has, like, 12 ranks and counting. It's absolutely crazy. But just there is like the best vibe for hockey. Like you go up there, you drive up there for a day, you stick around, you get like 3 games in with the weekend, but it's not even about that. It's literally just like the drive up with the fellas, and just TGI Fridays in the mall.
Yeah, you're playing for a hat. That's it.
All it is. And like me and Sip finally, I think it was after junior year that summer, because we'd always play in the summer tourneys. Shout out Jimbo, our coach Jimbo, who is actually the coach of our buddy Dickie Coyle, who has been on the podcast. If you haven't checked that interview out, please go check that out. Good one. He's our coach, and man, just like what are the moments there? Like, just tell me some of your favorite moments at Marlborough.
Oh my God, I remember like our first tournament we show up to, and it's like morning game, and then we had like 6 hours still at night, and you meet like a bunch of different kids on these tournament
Wildest
teams.
people ever.
So the locker room, like everyone's just like shooting the shit, and our coach Jimbo, he leaves the 8 o'clock game, goes to TGI Fridays, comes back for our night game, and he's just wrecked.
Yeah.
Oh my God, but no, Jimbo's a good guy. Actually, Jimbo is. Did Dickie talk about it on his?
I don't know if I brought up Jimbo's name. Jim Carrier, also a Salem State hockey legend, power play specialist. He's the OG power play specialist for you people listening. I do think my favorite moment of that every tournament we've ever played in together, so like 4 or 5 at Marlborough, is how every time we were there, we refused to go out for warm-ups.
Oh, no.
We had a strict rule where it was, if we go out for warm-ups, there's no shot we win this game. So we would literally wait until the ref is like, you guys need to come out, and then we would say, okay, it's game time. We don't need a warm up. We don't need practice.
Absolutely not. It's the summer too. Like
Yeah,
you
like,
just
what,
want to
dude?
just hang out.
Literally, I didn't go there to play. I went there to like literally just meet the wildest people ever, and then we hit up TGI Fridays or go to the mall or Bertucci's or something. That's all I went. And the churros. The churros there are pretty
Yeah, I
fire.
know. I can't believe we won. Remember the one we won, and they gave us medals, and we just threw them.
We literally, dude, I don't want a medal. Give me a fucking hat. Like I play for free T-shirts and I play for hats. That's all I play for.
Oh my god.
But yeah, man. That's
Remember when
tournaments.
the South African team?
Oh my dude. And like, I don't know if I can say this, but like, so when someone says like South African team, like you obviously expect people of color, and I was like, that's great for the game. Like I mean, we've talked about it on numerous episodes too. Like that's where we want the game to go, is to like get to these different countries and get everybody involved. And we show up, and it's these tall, skinny, lanky, rich white kids, and I'm like, dude, they look like they're from Hingham, Mass. What are these kids doing here? Like, and wow, what a ride it was. And you want to tell them what happened to actually Dickie's brother in that
Yeah,
game?
big boy. Well, actually, it was wild. So our goalie Tommy Haley, he was like connected to this guy who runs like hockey skating things, and it was literally the craziest thing. So this guy was this whole South African like national hockey team, I guess you could call it. They were coming to the US to do a skills thing, and it's all these like rich kids from South Africa,
which is still awesome though. It's still awesome.
Yeah, and these kids come over and they're there for a month, but they all like think they're going pro. So he kind of structured their like 1 month there, and he was like, all right, like week 1 they're gonna play like a U16 team, and then like week 2 they're gonna play like a U18 team, and then like tier 2, and then the last week they're gonna play like a really good team, and then like a bunch of like D3 hockey players, so that they would at least leave like being like, all right, I got better, but like I'm not going to the NHL, because these kids, like, we walked in the locker room and these kids are like, where do you guys play? And me and Chris are like, we're going to college. Like, we're not, we couldn't even sniff like a college
I'm
lineup.
like, yeah, buddy, I'm playing for the P Bruins.
And but yeah, so they didn't have, not every kid in their team came over.
Yeah.
So they didn't have a goalie. So that's how our goalie got invited. And then they needed to lock down defensemen.
They needed some offense from the back end, and we provided that. But two, like, you have to think that they went back home and people were asking like, oh, like, how was it? And they're like, these kids from Weymouth just kept asking me like, how was my burger? And like raw patty or wet patty, and I didn't get what it meant. And then we're just sitting here like what, like, how are you? I'll smell you later, buddy. Like all that shit. But yeah, our buddy Kev Coyle got absolutely ran from the back that game too.
So we're playing this team. They were pretty good. They were like a U18 team, and it was me, Chris, and then Dickie's younger brother Kev was on forward, and we're just like playing, like we were losing, like the kids were actually the kids we were playing were good, and like there's definitely a difference between South African hockey players, and this kid just like out of nowhere just runs Kev from behind, and like I'm just like,
you totally Cipullo'd in. You totally Cipullo'd right in there.
That's good parenting.
Yeah.
So I'm just in there, and it's like cages on, but me and this kid are just like wrestling or whatever. And these kids are playing, they're way better than us. They're like telling me I suck and like yelling at me across the locker room. And I was like, dude, like I don't care.
I'm like, buddy, meanest outlet pass in the game. I'll talk to you later.
I was like, I haven't missed a tape today.
Yeah.
What do you mean I suck?
I shoot low. Pat
So they stopped this whole game. They're like, you know what? This is out of control. No more fighting.
Yeah.
These South African kids, they're like, all right, like today is over. We go in the locker room. These kids are just ecstatic.
Yeah.
They're like, that was awesome.
I'm like, buddy, that's literally, you go down to Quincy Center. You'll see that really quick. I don't know. Like, this is another day in the office for us. But the kid too that rammed Kevin Cole from the back, what's the same kid we played in a Marlboro tournament too? And I'm like, you think you know a guy? You win a Marlboro ship with a guy, and you think you know him, but you don't.
I know. It's like we literally we split a marg at TGI
literally,
Fridays.
Dude, like the Colombian waitress was looking at me, and I got a number, and we shared it too. We both Snapchatted her. She's 45 from Colombia. You think you know a guy, but it just goes to show. And
did we play that kid? He was on the team again.
Yeah, he was
Jimbo, and we played with him again in the summer, and the kid just did not remember us.
Oh, no.
We remembered him, and like it was just like,
I wanted to be like, "What's up, bud?" And then I see the goalie walk in with like Gucci flip flops on, and I'm like, oh, so this is how this weekend's gonna go.
Yeah, this is
It
Marlboro.
was so awful, and we didn't get hats that weekend, but we had fun. I'm trying to think too, just like some other things I'm trying to talk about, like that I think we can talk about. Can we talk about the MCL thing?
Oh yeah, we can talk about the MCL.
Because you were just with my art was it senior year.
Senior
year, Natick was like kind of like our rival, I would say. They're another like South Shores team. And I'm 50. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, whenever Sip got a penalty, I'm like, damn, like my guy be eating them Pims. But then I'm like, I get to go out there though. So like that's my guy for hooking me up. So I'm PKing the shit out of this. And they dump it down the corner, and like I don't got afterburners. Like, every stride I take is with precision, not accuracy. So I'm skating down and beating this kid to a puck in the corner, and he's catching up on me. So I'm like going to hit him, like, kind of Jamie Benham.
Yeah.
Hit, reverse hit him, and he tries to dodge it. And I'm like, damn it. So then I clip him because he tries to jump out of the way. Next thing I know, like their best player, MCL, is gone. And I'm like, damn, I'm a dirtbag for that. But like, that's the biggest contribution I've made in like 4 weeks.
And
so
then
like,
Superman.
Okay, so like my thing is, I told Sif at the beginning of the season, like, I have not had a varsity goal yet. I'm gonna Superman. That's my celebration. I'm gonna have it locked in. I'm gonna Superman. Just pull the shirt out. It's gonna reveal the S, Superman. And at that point of the year, I was like, there's no way I get to Superman. There's absolutely no way. So I need to figure out something to Superman with. I hit this kid, take out their best player, MCL gone. So I go to the bench, and I kind of already get to our bench by the time I Superman. So I just go, rip it open. And then like the boys on the bench were fired up for me because they knew the whole deal. They know the whole spiel. My dad looked at me after the game. He goes, "You ever fucking do that again? Why the fuck would you do that after hitting someone?" I go, "Buddy, I'm the MCL thief." And then the next day at school too, I remember like some of the boys were like yelling in the halls like the MCL thief, and I was like, damn, that's a hashtag on my next Instagram post. But you were just with this kid though, right?
Yeah, so my friend at school is from Natick, and I like went to go hang out with him, and like they're these two twins. They're both very good, and they play club, I think. UNH. And I was like talking to them, and like I met him once, and I was like, I text Chris, and I was like, dude, like I just met the Arnos. Like he's walking. Like we're good. They both played. We played them in playoffs. They bumped us in the first round.
Whatever, dude. You got your revenge.
So I was like, by like the third time I like hung out with them, I was like, dude, like which one of you guys got hurt? Like, that was my buddy.
And then when they said like the wrong guy too.
Yeah, they thought it was like Declan or something. They're like, yeah, like that kid apologized to us. Like they didn't care at all. I was like, that's my kid's claim to fame.
So I was gonna say, like, no, tell them it's me, bro. Like, I had one thing going for me, and it's that. Like, as dirtbag as that is, like, I would love to snap around some beers with them though. I've heard they're wicked good kids too, which is why I feel like
cool
bigger
kids.
scumbag.
Yeah.
You think they would come on the pod?
I feel like they might have to.
After this, where they're gonna have to talk about it, because I don't know what they mean. I never said sorry.
They're gonna have no idea too. I'm gonna like text my buddy and be like, "Yo, Pete, like tell your boys like they're just being talked about in a podcast by fucking me and you."
I'm not gonna drop the timestamp though, so they have to give me the view.
They gotta get the whole.
Like, you gave me the view still, dude. But I would love to say I never said sorry, but I probably should. I am apologetic for it. So I mean, hey, that happened. You knocked us out. I feel like it's a wash. I have a podcast. You hop on. That's another wash. But yeah, man, I just can't believe it. And so what, the Bruins.
Yeah, the Bruins, they play. No, they don't actually.
No, not anymore. This time that we're recording this, they don't.
No, I'm trying to think.
Do you think you could crack that PP2?
Like, I feel like no. Like the coach wouldn't put me in the PP2, but do I think I could do a mighty fucking fine job? Yeah, of course. It's just clearing pucks out.
Because you were a PP guy. You were a net front guy in high school.
Yeah.
And, like, the way I just see you moving them hips in front and using that stick for tips, it's like, I don't really think that Nick fucking Ritchie could do what my boy does on a daily basis.
Yeah, that was the most ideal role, too. Yeah. Like, most power plays, they like everyone to move around or, like, guy in front of the net gets to the corners. But, like, our coach had one plan for me, and it was like, John, like you're big, just park yourself there. So I'm just standing in front of the net, and it would be like twice a week at practice. We practice power plays, and I just stand in front of the net, and I was like, all right, like guys, like try and move me. Like
it'd be 5:30 in the fucking morning. We're doing special teams. We have a game the next day.
like no clue
And-
how to tip the puck. Like people are shooting and I'm just like, waving around.
You're just screen. You're Sean Avery, the goalie. Just
But it was a
wiggling
good
around.
ass screen. I remember
Dude.
when they first started too. I'm standing on the power play and
Yeah.
it's just like I'm just getting ripped with shots. Like I'm blocking the shots.
You're doing my
I was
job.
like, all right, like let's figure this
You're
out.
trying to take my job, you scumbag.
Yeah,
I remember 5:30 in the morning. I'd be on the PK with this kid out front. Has so much more muscle mass than me. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm trying to move him, and I've never gotten so close to like be a scumbag to my buddy than wanting to slew foot you at 5:30 in the morning because I couldn't fucking move you. It was absolutely ridiculous. It was just like not fair. I just wanted to give up. I would always just tell because we had one of the younger kids out there with me too. I'm like, buddy, you're taking the net for the presence. I'm corner guy for this one. Like, fuck you.
I know. You should have just gave me the good like pants down. I remember I did that until I started getting penalties for it.
It's soft though. You got to do that. That's just
Yeah.
old fashioned. I would say too, like who would you say in the NHL you would most compare your game to? who in the NHL you're like, damn, that's me out there.
Geez. Well, someone not mobile, and I mean the people like I'm a Seth Jones guy. I don't play like him, but like if I were,
If you could pick any guy to be like,
oh yeah, it's
Seth Jones.
you hate that.
No, not that because we had this debate. We were in the Cape a couple of weeks ago.
Just
And
hammered, and I had
so
no
hammered.
argument for this kid, and I was just too buckled, and I was like,
And, like,
it's Seth Jones. He's like, I like McAvoy, or like just McAvoy over him,
yeah.
and I was like, nah, it's not up for discussion.
And I got legitimately so mad. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're telling me you're taking Seth Jones over McAvoy. And you're like, buddy, like I'm taking it. And I'm like actually getting like so mad. I can actually feel it coming again. Like I'm getting so frustrated because like we were both so many beers in deep, but like I'm the type of drunk where I want to just like debate, and then you're the type of drunk where you want to fuck with me. So like that was not mixing well, and like for a moment I was genuinely upset with you. And then the next day, or like a week later, you hear him come out like I'm not resigning in Columbus, and I was like, yeah, he's a dirtbag. That's why. I mean, I would do the same.
Yeah,
for
he
him,
just
man.
wants to play in a good team.
We talked about that. How much do you think he gets on his next deal?
I hope he doesn't take a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like
He can't.
yeah.
If he wants to go to an actual team.
I mean, he's a good enough player though that he
Yeah.
can get 7.
I'd say 7 would be a steal for him too. Like he could get 9 if he wanted to get
Yeah.
paid.
It's just like the cap. I
Yeah.
feel like you just can't
Yeah.
like it gets to the point where it's like even like Hall said it like this week, it's like I've made enough money.
Yeah.
Like if you're leaving a team,
Mhm.
then it's like, all right, well, I want to win.
Yeah.
But you can't also be like, I'm leaving this team, I want a payday and
Yeah.
to win. It's like
Pick a lane.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fucking terrible problem with the league though. It's like
Yeah.
if you want to win, like you kind of got to take
Yeah.
a cut, and like they don't make the fucking like glorious bag.
Yeah. Just keep it away from the NBA. That's all I care about. But
Yeah.
I do have one serious question for you too. What's your go-to move on the dance floor?
Go-to move
Because I feel like
on the dance
You're
floor.
an absolute dance floor
Actually,
legend.
I took this from you. It's the party shuffle. It's
Fuck
the
yeah.
only way to navigate the
Yeah.
dance floor. You can do it while like just getting across the room or while you're standing in
Yeah.
place.
And you look natural too, because like
It's so natural.
you're just like going with it. Like you're just like shoulders, so it's shoulders and it's elbows. If you have one, you you need both. You can't just have one. Like
and
come
just
on,
have
guys.
good rhythm with the feet,
Yeah.
and you'll be fine.
Yeah, like you're gonna get to where you need, and you're gonna fit in with the dancers. So it's the best of both worlds. You're not gonna be spilling your drink because you gotta stabilize the arms, you gotta stabilize everything. Keep it tight, keep it loose.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, I feel like you just turned into like not only have you just exponentially grown as a hockey player, as a dance floor legend. I mean, you're up there with like the guys from like the 70s, man. You got some groove. You
Yeah,
got some
I
spunk.
know. It's like
You got spunk.
like hockey's not all we worked on. Like
No.
we try and like get a lot better at dancing.
Yeah.
And dancing's a hard thing. So I'm pretty proud of my improvements.
Absolutely.
More
like,
so than anything else I've ever done.
you're like, dude, fuck hockey, fuck grades. I'm a fucking
It's
dancer.
a
mom.
resume thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can
literally.
party shuffle.
You're like, yeah, I invented the futsal shuffle by Little Uzi. So are you more of a like? Do you sing too? Like, are you like strictly dance?
I'm a
or,
lip
mix-
syncer. Like
singer?
I'm like I don't trust my voice. Like for
Yeah.
all I know, I could be a great singer. Like I feel like I've never sang.
Wanna
Yeah,
give it a
that's
go?
what. Yeah,
Want to
Johnny.
give it a go?
No.
Okay, that's
right
yeah.
now.
Bonus episode that'll be in.
Which is kind of a bummer because like
Yeah.
for all I know, I could fucking be the songbird of our generation. But
we'll never know.
I'm holding it in, so I dance and I mouth words.
Because we also like I did hear that Michael Bublé is retiring soon.
Oh, Michael Bublé is sick. Wait, what's his Christmas song?
What is it?
Well, he does the Michael Bublé.
Shout out my label, that's me. I'm in this bitch with TB. I'm in this bitch before we drank. You don't think
2 Chainz.
Yo Gotti? Sometimes I kind of you know who I feel like sometimes is Moneybagg Yo.
Moneybagg,
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Sometimes I walk around, I'll be driving my whip, and I'm just like, and like, I really don't see much of a difference between me and Moneybagg Yo.
I'm on a big like Polo G. Kick.
Really? You like his album?
I haven't even listened to his album.
I'm a big Polo G guy.
I just got into him. I like listened to like Rap Star, and I was like, "Whoa, good tune."
Like,
I was like, "This is nice. Like, this is explicit."
I like D&D. I like D&D because he goes, "We don't stop at red lights. We stuck in go mode." And of course, there's like a college white dude. I'm like, hell yeah, that's me and my boys. You know what I mean? So like, but I mean, I feel like you could sing, man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know.
like, I probably sound like the male version of like Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay, this is where we're gonna go now. For all you listening, ever since this girl's song has come on, I haven't heard Sip stop talking about her.
She's elite.
I haven't heard you be this obsessed with someone famous since Emily Ratajkowski, or however it's
Radiger, who now?
How do you say it?
Radijakowski.
Radijakowski. I haven't heard this type of passion in anybody famous since this girl Emily. So like, tell me, what are your thoughts? Like, what's the next big thing for Olivia Rodrigo?
She's gonna have that Taylor Swift like album. She's just career.
Like 15? Is it called 15? That album? That's like.
To be honest, I don't even
know, but like
I feel like Taylor Swift just like got hundreds of good tunes.
Yeah, like she's a legend. I feel like she's gonna be like an Avril Lavigne type, where I'm gonna be like, damn, like this chick, I'd punch a hole in a wall with her. You know what I mean? Like, I'll run away with her. I'll make that love song with her.
Dude, you and her would be perfect together.
Because she'd be the singer, I'd be the dancer. I just like that all day long. Is, you know, but it's whatever, man. I'm just happy to see that you got another passion in your belt buckle.
Yeah. Expanding the arsenal.
So when you're going out too, like do you are you a fit guy? Like, are you going out and you're like, man, I gotta look drippy, or you're like, yo, I gotta be comfortable. I gotta wear like the dry fit so I can be dry and I can be moving. Like how are you attacking a night out starting from the moment on Friday that you're out of classes? Like, what is the game plan?
I feel like I wasn't like a style guy. Like, I didn't really like care about what I was wearing. And then at school, like I don't know.
Buddy,
like,
I'm wearing a hoodie that says "tweet that." I don't really think that you're not talking to anyone like a designer.
So but it is a risk of like, if you get into looking for like nicer shit, like,
can it be too much?
It's not.
Too much?
It's not mobile.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to freak around.
Yeah. Like, when's the moment of your night when you're like, I freaked it too hard?
That is like, I feel like when you have like an item issue, like if your clothing's like breaking down on you, it's like you gotta relax.
That's a wake up call.
Yeah, and like you can't have like a sewing kit on hand. I mean, you could, but
that means no wallet.
I would say though that Lululemon has been good about the khakis because they are very like I don't know, they allow me to be pretty nimble. Like I can
durable.
Yeah, so I can bust out a move pretty much as I can.
And you don't need to be like stretched out before too. Like, do you stretch before a night out? Like, are you doing like Pilates and all that?
A dynamic,
yeah.
High
knees.
And then I'll get back and I'll do like a little like I'll roll out. Yeah. It's good. Yeah.
Do you like? Do you remember too? Like, we'd be in the off season and we'd have to go running and shit, and we do these things called like wildcats, where it's like 40 yards there and back like X amount of times. And like, did you ever have that moment of just like, fuck this? Yeah. It was so hot out. I think I just like hated, I feel like it was the fact that like we were literally there, like, it was like I came every time, so I was like, fuck, like you're here all the time. And like
you're gonna lose like in this race. It's like fucking miserable. But then I was like, I don't know if anyone else is trying. I was like, I'm lugging my big ass backing down this race and like barely getting a good score. I was like, is everyone else just jogging?
Dude, no, I remember just being out there too, because I like those 4 years for me were such a prove it year, because I actually started up super high. My freshman year, so that's before you got there, they had inter squad scrimmages. So there was 4 people from JV that got to get called up from there. I was one of those guys that got called up. I'll never forget being out there. And they're like, Rafford, you're there. And I had this moment where I thought legitimately I was a top prospect for Weymouth High School hockey.
Yeah, the top prospect. I got that in college. You peaked way before
I peaked.
me.
My athletic ability peaked so early. It's absolutely crazy. But where I'm going with this is, like, I remember being at the Wildcats running and it being such a just a prove it time where I'd be back in my car after everything. And I was just like, man, I should have played golf. Like, I should have just done something where I did not have to work out. I just had to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like, that was drastically painful. But yeah, I'm just gonna get away from this subject because I honestly don't know where I'm going with this. This one-on-one interview thing is hard, man.
Yeah, it is hard.
I've known you since like 6th grade, and I feel like I'm actually talking to just a good person.
Yeah, this might be the last time we talk.
I'll dap you up after. Whatever though. My feelings aren't hurt, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Dickhead. What's your favorite place of vacation?
Vacation. I like Quincy.
I'm actually a big fan of the Plymouth Rock.
Dude, the Plymouth Rock.
Okay, actually, wait, you do
sick.
have a fucking love for that rock.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Dude, no one ever goes to the Plymouth Rock. It's like,
I wonder why.
Yeah, like, so yes,
It's
like
a rock.
I would like to go to the Plymouth Rock.
It
I
is
just want to
literally
go
a
and
rock.
take a pic.
It's literally a rock, like, and you can't even touch the rock. It's like caged off.
Yeah.
You can't even touch the rock.
Yeah, but I just want to go and just like see it.
That's all you can do is see. Look up a picture online. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but that's not the same. That's like, it's like I could drink in my room on Zoom with you, but like I'm doing it here and we're Zooming us.
Buddy Pass Podcast. That actually reminds me too, for everyone listening. Yes, I have a podcast, but me and Sip also have a band.
We do.
And I forgot to bring that up.
The album's coming soon. We're tuning in.
Yeah, well, we're, like they say, the album can't come before the singles. That's just how it works. But we're actually going to be releasing a trailer pretty soon. After our freshman year of college, we realized that we're too musically gifted to not have a band. And Sip, I want you to tell these people what you told me to convince us that we should make a band.
Dude, I honestly don't even remember. I feel like
the triangle.
Oh
The
my
triangle.
God. When I was just like,
It was this whole scenario of
yeah.
It was this whole scenario of we're just sitting around, couple Stewie Griffins, and he just tells me I'm like, dude, like I looked at this kid serious. I go, I want to learn how to play the guitar. He goes, Chris, if you learn how to play the guitar, I promise you I will become the greatest triangle player of all time, and I will unite nations with how well I play the triangle.
We were sitting in Johnny's bar room, and I'm just like, Chris, like, it can happen. And then Molly was like giving me that doubt, and I was like, dude, Molly, when I'm sitting there with the triangle, like, that is all that's gonna matter to anyone.
You're gonna unite nations, and just who cares about parting the seas? We're gonna unite the lands. And I remember when Molly doubted us, I was like, you know what? That's how I know we should do it, because we have our first hater.
Yeah. So what we did was we started a band.
Yeah.
That moment, we have gained a social media following.
Mm-hmm. There's an Instagram.
What every band does is they start their band,
Yeah.
then they make the music.
No, they make the Instagram, then they make
the Instagram, they make the music. We are on the making the music. And honestly, the fact that I don't like, who's gonna sing? Is that you?
I mean, I feel like I low-key have some high notes. I mean, unless
A lot's riding on me if I'm the singer, because I've yet to sing.
Well, dude, I didn't see how you are with a triangle. I mean, I just simply said I want to learn how to play the guitar pretty averagely. You were like, I'm going to be the best triangle player that's ever graced the planet.
Yeah.
But you know what the funny thing is? I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I
Not for a
don't
second,
at
man.
all. Whatever we start, we
Mm.
finish.
Backdoor taps. That's all it is. But our band is called The Needs.
The needs.
I'll be honest, I have zero idea how we like got there. But our
What
buddy,
is it? It's like if you need it.
Oh, if you need it, we got it. But if you don't need it, then we don't got it. Because if you
That's
don't need it,
it.
why would we have it?
Know your band slogan.
Yep.
If you're gonna say it on a podcast.
Put that on a fucking shirt. Ooh, Buddy Pass merch coming soon.
Yeah,
Hoodies?
I know. You guys could sell hoodies.
Yeah, I think so too.
You guys are just gonna make them like
They gotta
really
be drip.
hard.
They gotta
Yeah.
be drip. Like I'm thinking, like kind of like a Bape style.
Big.
It's gonna be Bud. Bud.
Someone asked me like a kind of like, what are they, like trivia questions? I don't know.
Yeah.
They're like, what would be the only clothing like you would wear for the rest of your life if you could only pick one? I was like, Babe, automatic.
Might be Raph.
What?
Raph Simmons. I'd be dripped out Raph Simmons. I would literally be in every sense of the way wrapped up on camera.
Monday of yours would literally be just supreme.
That's our buddy John Mooney in the back. Yeah, man, the beers, man, sneaky beers.
How have we been doing?
How much time we got?
Yeah, what did we do?
I don't think we can check the time. I don't really know how to do that. Brett does this all. I'm literally a rookie when it comes to this. This is my first ever solo one.
It would really stink though if we like say fuck something up. But I mean, I guess I could just come on.
I
with
can say
Brett's and
fuck
A's.
pussy farts, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I could say fuck pussy farts. But yeah, so
Oh, has AIDS seen my video?
which one?
The one.
Oh yeah, so I mean, so you guys, I mean, if you're listening, you probably saw the video. It was in the episode when AIDS was gone. It was just me and Brett that episode. And you know, AIDS like just a lovely sweetheart of a guy. And he's like, "What's up, buddy, Pass fan?" So obviously Sim, he follows the account. So he sends me at the next day his rendition of it. Maybe I could put it into this episode. Brett will help me with that.
I was
'cause
like driving, and so like I listen. I'm a fucking regular listener to
That's
the
my
Buddy
guy.
Pass podcast. So
Yeah.
I'm listening.
You're a
and
bud.
I was geeking out at AIDS' clip. So once I finished the pod, I was like, all right, like I need to do something funny to like get the Buddy Pass boys to like recognize me,
Yeah.
finally get me on. So I was like, "What's up, guys? It's Sip here. I'm
You're like, I'm going to fucking New Jersey, like, you know, like a lovely day, like all this
somber
shit.
spirits
Somber
here."
spirits. And that's the thing too about AIDS is like, I mean, like we come from a town just full of dirtbags, but we love the type of people like that. Where like
Yeah.
he's from Londonderry, New Hampshire, so like the nicest people, like just super friendly, down to earth, like earthy, crunchy. And so like he says super nice things. Like, dude, I remember it was freshman year when we first like met and we lived together. He didn't chirp me for like the first 2 weeks we were there. I got up like one night when he was being super nice. I was like, dude, you need to chirp me. Like say something mean to me because I can't stand it. He's like, dude, like I'm not gonna be mean. I'm like, dude, you need to chirp me. But so now he does it. So thank God, because wow, like we just come from a town of just like that guy.
I feel like Brett. I mean, I've met AIDS a
Yeah.
few times. We've kicked it back a few times, but Brett, you got to get over here.
Yeah, man. I need to get Brett down.
You're gonna be our little baby for the night.
Yeah. No Tito's and Sprite either.
Yeah.
You're going full ultra.
What the hell?
It's an ultra summer. I don't care what they do in Vermont or Rhode Island. You're gonna come down to Weymouth, Massachusetts, and we're gonna see how your burger is.
Yeah.
That's all day. Well, shit, man. And that's all I got for right now.
Yeah, I know.
We'll get you back on.
I'm definitely
eventually,
gonna be a back. I'm gonna be a 2-time.
You're
I
gonna
feel
be a
like-
2-time. We got to see because right now everyone's at one.
Do you guys have a milestone coming up? 50th episode.
50?
Lock it in.
Lock it in right now. All right.
Lock it in.
We'll drop the timestamp so we remember.
Yeah.
50th episode will be the John Cipullo episode. Actually,
Uh,
dude, by the time that could be your birthday. You think about it, because that's like 20 weeks, like 20. Because we're doing one every week, so it could be 20 weeks.
Whoa.
We'll line it up. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'd also be probably together. Because
November.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, my boy be giving thanks
Yeah.
all day.
What? But I don't know. I'd also like to say I like what you guys are doing. I respect it. It's a pretty cool thing, like just getting together and doing something a week that you guys all like.
I appreciate that, man, because it's like one of those things where, like, you know, it's just nice to like do something on the side or do something you like. Like, obviously, we all like hockey. I mean, we're 3 idiots with the podcast at the end of the day, but hey, I enjoy it a lot, no matter how much clout it has. I have my own personal clout, so I don't really need this clout. But
This
yeah.
is just packing on.
Yeah. Hey, you're tied right now for all-time guest appearances on Buddy Pass podcast. So
that is crazy.
yeah, that's an accomplishment. We'll get a plaque for you. Don't worry.
You guys you've touched some like hockey milestones that you're gonna get the club hockey community.
And we're gonna
great fans.
Hey, yeah, you better plug this to your fellows back home. We're at like 600 followers on Instagram right now too, like something like that. So I mean,
1,000.
I mean, the moment that we surpass my Instagram followers on my personal account, I'm gonna shut it down. But like, anyway, bud, thanks for coming.
Right.
It was a pleasure.
You.
Oh, fucking yeah. Well, everybody, that was John Cipullo of Nova Club Hockey. I hope you guys loved the interview. It was a little weird doing a solo one. I will say that I didn't have any backup.
Weird, yeah.
I didn't have any backup. Honestly, as you can tell, we just kind of hung out one night and snapped around a couple beers, and we're like, let's interview. Very fun though, but I think everybody. I hope you guys like. You know, I thought his story is fucking cool. I've known the kid forever, so I was there for it. But like, what a come up, man! What a grind.
His
Pretty
stories,
inspiring.
his stories are great. I loved him. I think he's definitely someone I want to get on the pod again. Like, but we do it live. You know, we get some beers flow in, and we all get together and do something.
We'll get him when we're at school in a month. We'll get him a PJ out to Worcester, fly him in from Nova, treat him good, treat him nice, and we'll get a little live person interview going. But yeah, dude, what a great interview. We got a couple more in the bank too. That'll be, you know, we'll be rolling those out during the summertime when, you know, we got nothing more but hot farts to talk about rather than, you know, the winter cold farts.
Yeah,
just
gotcha.
because it's hotter in the summer. But, but yeah, well, everybody, I hope you guys like the interview, the rest of the episode. Do you guys have anything else you guys want to bring up before we shine off?
I just want to say that, you know, I think, do we plan on doing like consistent weekly episodes now that the season's over? Like, is that still something we're going to do?
Yeah. Because I know we debated doing every other week, but I think we can stick with one week.
And like, they don't have to be
about. Serious
too. I feel they don't have, we can have fun
Yeah.
with it too. I mean, the pod isn't just for all of our thousands of millions of listeners and every month. It's also for us too.
No, I agree. I just wanted to say, like, obviously this is our first season doing it. First, you know, series of episodes for this weird COVID season. You know, I think we have the loyalist 12 listeners every single week, which is awesome.
We love all 12
It's
of
like
you.
18, 20.
Oh, word.
We love
Thanks,
all
guys.
18, 20 of you.
I just want to say, like, it's been fun. I'm excited to do, you know, next season will be a full season, so that's going to be even better. A lot of cool stuff to talk about. Like Raph said, we've got stupid fucking thumb. I think to you know, listening to these episodes, you have to watch the YouTube too, just to see the fuck shit that we do, you know, behind the camera when we're not talking.
You do.
In front of the camera.
I don't do anything.
All right, Cap. But no, I just want to say, like, it's been fun. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the support. It's season 1 of many. So
season 1 of Buddy Pass.
I just wanted to say thank you, and I've had fun with you guys. So more to come, bigger things.
Fucking rights, yeah, definitely. You know, we started a podcast once a long time ago. That wasn't really what we stuck with, but I think, you know, sticking with this one, it's honestly been fun, regardless of the amount of listeners we have or amount of friends back home that support us as friends and don't, you fucking scumbags. But for you that actually listen and follow the Insta and actually, you know, do participate in it, it's, you know, it's a ride. We're not famous yet, but when we are famous, we'll try to remember you.
We will.
We will, probably. But until then,
I feel a little differently. I kind of fucking hate doing this with you guys, and I'm probably not going to be back next season.
I was gonna Beyonce out of here soon, and I was gonna leave Destiny's Child and pull a Beyonce and do my own thing.
Oh, okay, cool. So we can just split up.
Yeah,
so we are gonna split up like a boy band.
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah. We can have a trailer for it too, a really dramatic, like, reality TV show type thing. Yeah, it'd be kind of sick. But nah, seriously though, thank you everybody for listening too. And it's fun. It's always fun. And you too. As much as I fucking hate both of you and you're both fucking idiots.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a ride doing this too. Yeah, so fuck both of you.
Word.
Same to you, buddy.
Hate
Love you,
you.
buddy. Alrighty. I guess that wraps up episode 29 in season 1 of Buddy Pass Podcast. Next year we'll be back, and next year it'll be better. So till then, everybody, I hope your favorite player gets taken in the expansion draft. I hope your team signs the worst deal ever, and I hope your team starts off terrible next year. Alrighty, everybody. Buddy Pass Podcast out for the summer. Peace, everyone.